sun in. Lift your weary head up to the sky. Open up your window, let the sun in, and sing out with your arms stretched open wide. Hello world!
Hello,
Hello,
world.
hello, world.
Good morning, Chloe.
Good morning, Matt. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Excellent. I'm so good.
I'm checking out the new green screen here I got going on.
That looks great.
Doesn't it?
It's double sunrise.
It's double sunrise, which is the
Wonderful.
best kind of morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh man, everybody's up, and
Wow.
bright-eyed and bushy-tailed this morning.
Sup, goofs.
Sup, goofs. Honestly, surprised to see the other Dave Thomas up this morning. We were up a little late last night playing some Jackbox games.
Oh, nice.
Like you do.
Yeah.
And
Which games did you play?
we're a big fan of the Dictionarium. We like the
Oh.
Dictionarium game. You know, there's a bunch of goofballs getting around playing that game. That's the fun one to play, where you create the like you have a word and you have to make a definition, or you have like the slang phrase and then you have to say what the slang phrase
And
means.
then everybody votes on which one they think is real.
And hilarity ensues.
Hilarity ensues.
Yeah. And then we
Pretty
played some good old fashioned Quiplash.
Ooh,
Which is
Quiplash.
nice.
I like that one.
Yeah. How was your weekend, Chloe?
Oh, it's great. I'm fully settled into spooky season.
Yeah.
Started watching some spooky Halloween movies. I watched Hocus Pocus.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I don't know if you realize this, but Max Dennison is terrible.
Well,
Max.
we mentioned this in the
Yeah.
we mentioned this in the pre-chat. I was really
Yeah.
kind of hoping to skirt this topic during the
You
show
can't.
itself.
You can't.
Yeah, but I don't know that I've seen that movie all the way through, and I'm hoping that I didn't just make a ton of enemies. But it's something that I just never got around to watch. Like I think I've watched bits of it, and I've probably watched the whole thing at one point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's tradition. We have to alienate one group of people every show, and boy, I don't know if I would have picked Bette Midler fans, but
No, and nothing against Bette Midler. I love Bette Midler.
yeah,
The Hocus Pocus. Yeah.
You just don't respect her enough to finish the movie.
Oh.
Gotcha.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. I have nothing but respect for the wonderfully talented Bette Midler.
Ms. Midler, we respect
Ms. Midler, we respect you. Thank you for watching.
Mhm.
I raked leaves. That was my fall. That's my
pretty
fall
good.
activity. We raked up the leaves in our front yard. Now, is Max the one that has his mouth sewn shut? Is he the?
Oh no.
Is he the?
That's Billy.
Okay.
That's Max Dennison.
Oh, he looks like a douche.
Oh well, I thought
Can
he
I
was
say
very
douche?
cute.
I can see
But it really explains a lot. Like he's so. The first thing that he did wrong was
out of many things, I'm assuming.
Out of these many things that he's done, he gives his phone number to this girl in front of everyone and like embarrasses her. But like it's in tiny writing, terrible handwriting on a big sheet of loose leaf paper. He doesn't even fold it nice. He weighs the whole sheet of paper just to give her this Max Dennison. Here's my number. No note, no nothing. And then he shows up at her house while they're trick-or-treating and just walks in and starts taking all the candy.
He just walks in. Stop it, Mike. Stop it.
They just walked in.
Mike, we've
And
already
then-
talked about how we don't like this kid, and you keep throwing him up on the screen.
And then he lights the black flame candle and puts everyone's lives in danger.
Now, there's someone we can all get behind, Olympia Dukakis, who is the unofficial mascot of Hello World. So,
Mike, if we could get her on the show, that'd be great. Can you take care of that?
actually, it would be Rachel. Rachel is just kicking up the booking a notch. So, Rachel, your next challenge is to get Olympia Dukakis on the show. So, if we could make that happen, or it could be Rachel dressed up as Olympia Dukakis, I'd be okay with that too.
I think she'd do that character justice.
I think she would. We need to get going. We have a packed show today.
Packed show.
Normally, Hello World has 2 guests per show, but this week we have four guests.
That's double.
Twice the amount of guests.
That's 2 times the people.
Yeah. I don't know how we'll ever come back from this. We can't afford to do this every show. There aren't that many guests out there. So we need to
just, we have, it's a low budget, low cussing show.
Well, low budget is that denotes certain things. This is not low budget. This is no budget. Like we literally, if we had a low budget, that would be amazing. But we have no budget.
Yeah. We can barely afford to keep enough snacks in the green room.
Right. We think about the snacks. One thing that you can do if you have low budget, you can still enjoy. This is my commercial segment. You can really enjoy amazing coffee. Red Barn Coffee Roasters is kind of an unofficial sponsor of the 2MB page. But if you use the code Hello World at redbarncoffeeroasters.com, you can get 15% off your coffee order. And if you live in Massachusetts, it will probably get to you the next day. But if you don't live in Massachusetts, they ship anywhere in the world. So no matter where you're watching, you can get amazing coffee.
Red Barn Coffee Roasters. Fast shipping in Massachusetts.
Yeah, that's the tagline. What are you drinking this morning? You've got this amazing, you showed us this mug before the show.
So this is one of my most treasured possessions. My friend Audrey made this for me in college. They went to like a ceramic painting event and she brought me, like she made, I don't know how long this event was, but she brought me a bowl and this mug for my birthday. As you can see, it's Ninja Princesses.
Oh, I love that. Ninja Princesses.
A movement in these, like I was very impressed with the artistry.
Yeah. That's some handiwork right there.
This is a cartoon I would watch.
Ninja Princesses?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I would 100% watch Ninja Princesses.
I'm like, boy, I got to get into animating so I can make this happen.
Yeah, you do. Or get a hold of our friend Erin. Maybe she's been looking for projects. Maybe you could talk to her and
It's a great idea.
Get some Ninja Princesses going out there. It looks like Rachel found out that she has more followers on Twitter than Olympia Dukakis, which doesn't surprise me. Like I'm not surprised by that. I don't know that Olympia Dukakis is that active on Twitter.
I'm surprised she has a Twitter. Is she running that Twitter?
I doubt that she's running that Twitter. She probably has
Olympia Dukakis' Twitter.
But if it's in the Twitterverse, Rachel Endelman will be able to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because she is the self-proclaimed ruler of the Twitterverse. Thank you, Rachel. Well done. So let's move into the show. We have so many things going on, but first I want to educate a little bit. Little fact of the day. On this date. First of all, also happy National Vermont Day.
Happy National Vermont.
Today is National Vermont Day.
Wow.
So if you like maple syrup and foliage, today is your day.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
It's also Indigenous Peoples Day.
It is Indigenous Peoples Day. Happy Indigenous Peoples Day. Also, on this date in 1810, the first Oktoberfest started. Yay!
Oh, wow. In Munich.
In Munich, yeah.
Wow.
So, huzzah!
Cheers.
Yes. Oh,
How
man.
do you say cheers in German?
The kind of world we live in now, that picture makes me very anxious. Like, seeing that picture just makes me go, not a mask among them. But that was in the before times.
Oh, yeah. I can't enjoy movies anymore.
Not movies with big scenes, not movies with big crowd scenes, because it's just like, ugh.
Yeah. In Hocus Pocus, there's a big Halloween party and they're like dancing and sweating on each other, and it's just.
Somebody was telling me that they went up to Salem, or they went to Salem recently, and that it was just nuts. Like there were so many people. So I'm like, ugh, don't know that I could do that. Like I wouldn't go to Salem right now anyway. Like Salem in the month of October is a madhouse. I don't know that I would go there. It's a wonderful little town.
Yeah. It's very empty in the off season. It's really strange.
Which is honestly how I prefer it.
It's spookier that way, actually.
Honestly, there's this like cemetery next to this super rundown old house that's like right in the middle of town because Salem, and it is terrifying. Broad daylight. I was like, I'm gonna die and get taken into the nether realms. Yeah.
What's that called? The underworld.
Yes, there it is.
River Styx.
So let's we're going to do a lot of trivia today, but this is the trivia for the audience. This is for something for you to think on until the end of the show. So in the 200 years that Oktoberfest has been celebrated, how many times has the festival been canceled? So it's been going for about 200 years. I mean, over 200 years, if it was 1810. So how many times has it been canceled in that time span? So think on that, and we'll pop up that answer at the end of the show.
Yeah. So
as I said, we have so many guests today, and I'm very excited to bring on our first two guests. They are two very good friends of Chloe and I. We work with them very closely with a Shakespeare improv group called Something Wicked, and just all around, performing with these guys for a very long time. Let's bring out now. They've started this website where you can take classes over their 3-week classes, and you learn something new in just 3 weeks. And they're like these little bite-sized classes, of which you, I believe, are one of the instructors.
It's true.
Yeah, but we'll get into all of that when we bring them on. Actually, we're just going to bring on Danny right now because Greg has walked away. Oh, there he is.
There he is. He's back.
Hello, world. I wanted to do that. I wanted to pop in and go, hello, world. But
well, you can't do that to me, Greg. I see that you're not in front of your computer.
That went great.
You try and do a bit, and you just.
It's literally every meeting we do. Greg does that bit, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's a big surprise.
Yeah. That was going to be one of the first questions I had for you, Danny. What's it like doing a serious enterprise with Gregory Scott?
Gregory Scott.
So the bit answer is hell, but the real answer is it's really lovely. I think Greg is extremely passionate about this project and really thoughtful, and I wouldn't want to work with anybody else on it. And it's been really great, but there are times like that can be really trying.
Yeah.
As someone that has sat in several rehearsals with both Danny and Greg, and hearing Danny, just seeing Danny's face as he just goes. It's a joy to watch. It really is.
Yeah.
It's a joy to watch.
You've seen the movie Catfish, right?
No, I haven't, but I know the gist.
Oh, okay. Well, but do you know why the movie's called Catfish?
I would love for you to tell us.
Yeah, well, it's got a really great message at the end, which is that when they were, and I forget what kind of, or maybe it was catfish, or no, there's like shipping salmon or something, some kind of fish, and they put them in the barrels, and the fish, by the time they ship, will just die. But if they put one catfish in the barrel with the other fishes, they'll be swimming around. And stay lively and stay awake and stay interested, and then the fish will survive the journey. So the catfish is the person who just keeps things interesting. And I think every improv group needs a catfish.
So that's the message of that movie.
Yeah,
I think that's Greg's interpretation of that movie.
That's literally said it at the end. Why the hell else would it be called Catfish? That's like the message and the moral of the film.
Oh, so it's not about people on the internet pretending to be someone else.
It is, but the reason it's called catfishing is because of the documentary that originally came out called Catfish, and the reason that movie is called Catfish is because of that parable. Also, watch the movie Catfish.
Wait, hold on.
I feel like I would, but it's the ending's been ruined. So I'm like,
oh, come on.
How is a catfish? How is a fish that keeps other fish alive the same as someone who with a fake identity?
Because they're keeping things interesting.
Okay, but. Okay, but nobody's mad.
You've
at the
broken
catfish.
Chloe, Greg.
Nobody's mad at the
I
catfish.
didn't name the film.
Salmon
I
alive.
just watched it.
Because the people like salmon, and you have to get the salmon. The catfish is useful there. A person pretending to be someone else is not useful.
They're not useful. They're keeping things interesting by pretending to be someone. I think I get it. I think Greg helped me get it.
Yeah, I'm going to side with Chloe, I think, on this one.
Yeah, in quarantine, Greg has run out of movies to watch.
Right.
Like, why wouldn't it be like one of those birds that drops their baby off in another nest to get raised by other birds? Like, and there's
because
so many
Mockingjay was
other...
already taken by Hunger Games.
Okay, all right, that's fair.
So we started.
Let's talk about this. Let's do a segue into why you're on the show. Not that you're not both interesting people, and I would have you on the show every week if I could. But talk to us about this business you started.
Yeah, thanks. First of all, thanks so much for having us. So Greg and I we'd been batting this idea around for a while of starting some kind of school, and this was in the before times even. We had been talking about this, and then unfortunately there's this global pandemic that really shut down most live forms of entertainment and education. And so Greg and I saw an opportunity and also knew so many extremely talented instructors and wanted to help facilitate a community, not just of instructors, but of students. I think everyone's really hungry for community in one way or another right now. And so we went about the business of starting a business, which was terrifying, especially with somebody like Greg, but actually really, really satisfying and something that I was really intimidated by, but have found a lot of success with. And I think it's been really exciting to do it with a partner like Greg.
Oh.
That's amazing. So how did you come up with what made you land on 3 weeks? Like, why not a month? Why not 6 weeks?
Yeah, I actually took Danny's one of our instructors. He teaches an incredible course called Playful Poetry. I actually took Playful Poetry before 3 weeks existed, and it was about 3 weeks long, and it was just I didn't realize how at a low point in the pandemic I was until I was taking this class. As someone who is like a performer and an improviser and just like hadn't been on a stage or made anything in months, to actually like be feeling creative again in like any capacity really shined a light on kind of how much I just set that aside and turned that off. And what was great about it was, by virtue of it being short, it was just kind of, it was a quick excursion into a thing. I feel like any other poetry class I've seen to take is like how to write poems to get them published, right? Or it's like very specifically like how to write children's poems. Again, like for the express purpose of you are going to write a children's book.
Right.
And this course was like, we're just going to look at different kinds of playful poems. You're going to write a bunch of them. We're going to read them out loud and laugh and have a good time. And it was like, oh, that is exactly what I wanted and needed.
Wow,
so
that sounds
for me,
just...
3 weeks is just, it's the perfect amount of time to dip your toe into a thing, try it out, and get something useful out of it, and then move on. I feel like I've honestly, given the times, if it was 4 weeks, 50% of students would miss at least one class. Right? Like you're gonna find an excuse. You're like, well, I'll be at the one next week. But 3 weeks is like, oh, I can commit to that. I can set aside 3 weeks in a row. And we're improvisers. We know, that's how long it takes to create a pattern. So is 3 instances of a thing, which really gives an opportunity for, in these courses, what you're learning to build on itself, and actually build toward a tangible takeaway, which is just another major premise of ours. Is every course has something. You walk away with more than you came with. You have something that you actually like made or did or have that you can hold after the course. And it really takes 3 weeks to lay that foundation.
I love that so much. And it's not just, you're not just doing performance. Are you doing just performance kind of based classes, or what other kind of classes are you offering?
We have we have courses all along the gamut. So there's financial planning courses and courses about like big money questions, to Chloe's teaching a physical kind of building yourself up course, which is really great. And the poetry class, we have some songwriting classes. So we have the creative end, and then also kind of the professional end. There's a career vision course. It's really everything along the line. And as Greg said, 3 weeks is a great, either you want to dip your toe in, or you want to re-engage in something that maybe you've lost during the pandemic, as a way to like restart yourself into something.
Very cool. Now, so of the 4 people on screen right now, 3 of you are teaching classes with 3 weeks. Yes, like Greg, do you offer a class?
I don't currently have a class.
Okay.
I have one in development, and it's a matter of giving myself the time to work on it and build it.
Can we get a little sneak peek of what you're talking about?
Yeah, sure.
Just lean in, come in close.
Of course that I'm working on, and I got to do a lot more reading.
I'm sorry, one second. Danny, could you come in? Could you come in here, Danny?
Yeah. Okay. I want to do a course on where ideas come from, and creating a roadmap for having good ideas and for being clever. And so we're going to look at a number of different thoughts, from like physiologically what happens in your brain when you have an idea, to like culturally where big ideas have come from, so that we can create frameworks for you yourself to be creative in any sphere.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. That's fantastic. I'm excited for people to know about that. That will be wonderful. Danny, what would you say your favorite class on your curriculum right now? What's the either your favorite or the class that you think everybody would get something out of?
I really love, there's a great course that a friend of mine, Nick Walker, is teaching on script analysis, that I think whether you're involved in theater or you're just somebody that enjoys entertainment in some way, shape, or form, it's really kind of, even for 3 weeks, an in-depth look at how scripts are created. And he's a really well-established actor and has a great experience to share with people as well. That one, and then because I can't pick just one, I think Rosna's career. There's a career vision course by Rosna Cornett, which is really lovely, and like Greg's been talking to her about his kind of career path, and she just has, as an instructor, has a way about her that is really, really beautiful.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
And that you said that's a career
vision course. Yeah. Kind of helps.
Really neat. Yeah, I could say I've been doing actually some like one-on-one career consultation with her. And what's really cool is, as someone, my whole professional history has just been kind of like going from like job to job, and just like applying to everything that vaguely matches my skill set, and then taking the one that says yes. Mm-hmm. And so, which I think is most people's experience. And something that Rose is doing is like, well, but what would you actually want to do? Where would you actually want to work? And like, wait, these are
what? That's something you can think about?
The fuck, right? And I have like 10 years of professional experience, and I've never once considered like, oh, right, but what do I want to do?
Right.
And so like putting that together and making a plan so that, you know, if and when I want to go look for actual like real work again, you know, laying the foundation to do that, and finding people to do informational interviews with, and like finding people who have jobs that I think look really interesting that I can go like ask them about.
And something I really love too about both of those courses, but I think all of them, is you don't have to engage with it alone. So I think very often we engage with our careers alone, and it's either us and maybe a coach, but it's a very soul journey. For our courses, we get to do it in a group, and I think there's so much to learn from other people and their journeys, especially when it comes to careers, of like mistakes they've made and the successes they've had, and letting that be both learning and inspiration.
That's so cool. That's so cool. So how does one go about getting like doing this? Like what's the process?
So 3weeks.courses.
Okay.
Head there. Yeah. And then when you head over to the courses section, we have 3 categories of course, which are learn, create, and achieve. And so we really wanted to break it into more so like what is that thing that you feel like you need to be doing right now, rather than like it's the fitness courses and the comedy courses and the poetry. It's like, no, it's, I haven't learned anything new in a while. I haven't made something either with my brain or with my hands. I feel like I'm in a place where I haven't really set a goal and gone out and do it. I'm just feeling like listless. Okay, great. Then these are the category of course for you to look at. So kind of figure out what your needs are. Click. There's a lovely little box that you'll click, and it'll bring you to that section. And then when you find your course, when you check out, make sure to choose, we have a little drop down that says, how'd you hear about us? Make sure to select 2MB Studios or 2MB on Twitch, which is where we are right now. And this is where you're hearing about it, so that we know that 2MB sent you over.
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. Fantastic. And I love that we can work together, that this is bringing, I've said this, kind of several different times throughout the course of this show is, oh, look at that. There you go.
Hey.
Yeah.
There you go. Is that the one like silver side, or the silver lining, I guess, to this whole garbage fire that is the world that we live in right now, is that we are able to come together in kind of this kind of platform, and we're able to kind of do other things that we didn't necessarily have an opportunity to do before this, or we had the opportunity. I mean, this opportunity was always there to do it, but we were also busy with our own things going on, right? But this has kind of caused us to have to, sit and be like, oh, I can't do this anymore. Because we were all in the same boat when this whole thing hit, when our comedy theater closed, our
creative outlet,
and our monetary, like what we were using to like make a living and everything just disappeared.
Yeah, I think it was because when I was teaching the playful poetry class for the first time, it was really a move of desperation of like, teaching is one of my favorite things I've ever done, and being in a community. And so I said yes to it without even really thinking about what it would be. And then the success that I found, not for myself, but I think for the students, was so huge that I was like, oh, this just has to be bigger and more, because this feels so successful in a way that people can connect and re-engage out of the garbage fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And you don't have to be in the Boston or Massachusetts area to take these classes. They're all online. So no matter where you are.
Yeah, getting a student base from around the country and potentially eventually around the world, and having them connect and meet over like one shared nugget of interest. And that idea also of like, if you taking multiple classes, I'll say like I come from, I have a liberal arts education. And for me, the life-changing thing was getting to take, collegiate classes in a bunch of different categories and be really encouraged to find connections and intersectionality between them. And so also really love the idea of like, oh, we've got a bunch of people in poetry class, and this person last term last month did a finance class, and this person did an exercise class, and this person did this. And so now, what extra connections or information might they all be bringing to this course now together? I think it's going to create some really cool conversations.
Yeah. It's a wonderful networking tool as well, because you're meeting these people. You don't know where people are going to be coming from, and who knows what kind of connections you're going to make with people. I took an improv class at a theater up in Toronto throughout the course of this. Ben and I took this class out of, I believe it was Montreal. Called the Bad Dog Theater Company, taught by the lovely Vinny Francois.
Oh, it was Vinny. I was going to ask if it was Vinny. I love Vinny so much.
Yeah, Vinny's unbelievable. He's such an amazing instructor. But it was like, it was so cool to like be able to be like, oh, so this is kind of how this is their thoughts on improv in Canada, and how kind of that scene does improv based on how like Boston does improv. And it was such a wonderful way to kind of step out and do something that I would never have been able to do before, because there's no way I'm going to drive to Montreal to take an improv class.
Right.
And I hear stories. We talked to Thierry last week about how he drove to New York City and slept in his car and took classes at UCB, and it's like, oh man, that sounds amazing to take classes at UCB, but I'm not going to sleep in my car to do it.
Yeah, I think it's the idea of like irritation creates innovation, or like a pearl is created because of irritants. And it's like, even with my family, we do a game night every Wednesday now, where like, I think we're just looking for ways to connect with each other in new ways.
Oh yeah. And
doing things we never would have done without this. And again, that's the silver lining of the garbage fire.
Yeah. So 3weeks.courses, you can go there, you can check that out, check all the courses out, and when you check out, if you sign up for a class, when you check out, just tell them you heard about it here on 2MB Studios.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. Greg, Danny, any closing words before we send you back into the void of the internet?
I'd say sign up for a class, and also if you're interested in teaching a course, we'd love your ideas. And if you go to the website, there is something to fill out for a course. And so if you're an educator, you're someone who's just extremely passionate about a subject, this is about not just learning, but also giving learning to other people. And we have spaces in our courses for other instructors. We hold one space in every course for an instructor to take another course for free. As well. We're really trying to facilitate a community of people really passionate about learning.
That's fantastic. Greg, anything?
The snacks in the screen room are great, and I hope that budget comes together so you can keep them coming.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed them. Continue to enjoy them. If you'd like to stick around until the end of the show, we do like to bring people back and do a little talk about what you're watching in the pandemic. But we understand you're busy people. If you need to do things, by all means. But thanks for coming. And I hope you get many, many signups.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having us. This is great.
All right. Danny and Greg, thank you so much. Fantastic. I'm so excited.
Yeah. I'm very excited. I'm teaching, I'm going to be teaching 2 classes that are fitness based. And so they're not, and that's the other thing too, that this opportunity of like, you know, looking at topics from different angles and stuff like that. Like with fitness stuff, it's usually a lot of like, you do an exercise class and you move around and that's it.
Right.
And we don't get a lot of, you know, there's not a lot of time when you're trying to sweat to get to the whys or the hows of like what exercise should be like. And so my 2 classes are, one of them is called Less Pain, More Gain. And it's about common modifications for exercises when you're taking a fitness class. And so, you know, exercise is hard. You should feel like you're working, but there is a difference between like pain that you should put up with and pain that's just uncomfortableness.
You mean it's not all supposed to hurt?
No, especially not in your joints.
See, I thought that exercise meant pain.
Yeah.
You hear the like, I grew up hearing the no pain, no gain, no pain, no gain, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's supposed to hurt. I don't want it to hurt anymore. I'm not
like
going to exercise anymore.
Yeah. You don't actually have to get sore to be making progress. Like you don't have to get sore at all if you don't want to.
That's great. That's crazy talk.
It's crazy, right?
That's
and
great.
and things are changing in the fitness industry, but a lot of people don't know that. And so part of my work as a trainer is just like,
there's another one. Pain is weakness leaving your body.
And posters are never wrong.
Especially not the one with the cat holding onto the branch going, hang in there.
Yeah. I mean, part of my job as a fitness professional is to like help people understand that they don't have to suffer so much.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be so hard on themselves. Like exercise and nutrition should be something that adds to your life, not a thing that's like, oh my God, I have to do this. Otherwise I'm a terrible person.
What a wonderful concept. So yeah, get swole emotionally.
Get swole emotionally.
Physical
and emotional healing.
David Thomas has been posting his gym workouts and how he's becoming more limber, and I'm like, it's fantastic. He's doing like back bends. He's doing those things where you put your the hands down and you put your knees up on your elbows and you stand on your head.
Pose.
Yeah, I don't get any of that. We could do a whole show about what I don't get about physical fitness, but we're not going to. We have to move. We have to move on because this is quickly becoming one of my favorite episodes of the show. One of my favorite kind of bits of the show, and it's YouTubing. So this is a section where Chloe and I each pick a YouTube video, and then we show that YouTube video to each other. Hopefully that none of these this video has not been seen by either one of us.
Yeah.
So Chloe, I've got mine pulled up. I'm going to go ahead and
let's do this.
Show mine here. Oh, Mike's got it pulled up. Look at that.
Look at that. Oh my God.
Oh, I can't hear it, Dave. I can't hear it, Michael. If you could, I don't know why I've started referring to him as Michael. Michael,
darling.
Michael, darling, if you could just make it so we're thank you. That's what I want Mike to be for Halloween now. I want Mike to dress up like Olympia Dukakis for Halloween.
I mean,
I think he could pull it off.
They have similar hair volume.
They do. They do. Aaron called him Michael last night. Yeah. All right, here we go.
Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. Nighttime. Daytime. What are you doing? I'm in a game of nighttime, daytime. You want to play? No, you're right. I got an Xbox.
Yeah, look, Trev. I'm all right, Bernie. Here, it's following a giraffe walking for a bar. Giraffe goes to sleep on the floor. Armin says, "Oi, what's that lying there?" Fella says, "It's not lying, it's a giraffe."
You crap me up, Trev. Hey, Keith, do that thing where you fart through your head. All right, then. You know it. Alan! Oh, that's not Alan. Steve. Steve! I'm Wolverine! I'm Sabretooth! Wolverine! Sabretooth! Wolverine! Sabretooth! Wolverine! Sabretooth! You can't get me on Wolverine! I'm Sabretooth!
Pack it in, you know I'm working nights.
Hey boys, plankton breakover, pull your fish fingers out, come on. We have some scuba divers approaching. Now you know the drill, everyone into position. Okay? 2, 3, 4. Da-da. 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 Louder, boys, louder! Give me 4 kisses! More cello, Roger. Use the cello. Brian, I love it! You're even scaring me! Andrew!
It's
Andrew,
true.
are you chewing?
No.
Well, I hope you bought enough for everyone. Come on, spit it out. Okay, back into positions. And a 1, and a 2. Oh, no, that's not Steve. That is Alan. Alan! Did someone just say my name? Hey! You say Alan?
Wait for it. Wait. It's coming up.
No!
There it is. There's
Oh
a
my
lot of that
gosh.
on. It's kind of a highlight reel there, but they've got it so where it's much longer.
Great content.
I love dubbed animals. There's nothing better in my mind than that.
Yeah. Animals would say very funny things if they could talk.
They would. All right, Chloe, what you got?
All right, I'm got greedy. I got 2 clips today.
What?
2 whole clips.
That's all right. I love clips.
Yeah. So the first one is my favorite Midwest comedian. His name is Charlie Barons. He does the Manitowoc Minute, which it's longer than a minute. But it's a news update. He does those like a couple times a month. But he makes a lot of other Midwest comedy content. It's very good. Check him out on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. He's everywhere.
Yeah, all the places that matter.
All the places that matter.
I grew up thinking I was 50% Irish, but then I got these results back, and as you can see, my great Irish grandparents had a French milkman, okay? And then that got me interested into, wait a second, Wisconsin is a state that was built by the tribes. You know, the tribes were all here, and then, white people showed up. So I was like, who's the first white person to show up? Well, the first white person to show up was actually a French guy, and his name was Jean Nicolet, and this is a picture of him, okay? I found it on the internet, okay? Not only did I find this picture of Jean Nicolet, I found this picture of Jean Nicolet. And not only did I find this picture of Jean Nicolet, I found this picture of Jean Nicolet. Now I'm starting to sense a pattern, okay? The next time someone tries to scare you about immigration, just remember it could have been worse, okay? You could have been invaded by a guy who looks like Dirty Harry and a love child with Liberace.
Yeah. Just very aggressive. It's a very
aggressive.
Yeah. All right. What's the second clip? What
We've got some history. Jean Nicolet, very important.
Little French history here for you.
Yeah.
We like to educate.
Yeah. So the second one, this is I believe his name is James Jones. His Instagram handle is the Notorious Cree. He's also on TikTok. And he is based out of Alberta, Canada, and he is Native Canadian, and he does really cool hoop dancing.
Ooh, hoop dancing.
Yeah.
Well, let's check out some hoop dancing.
Let's check it out.
Anse, Gisa Manatao, and Neneskamau, Ihi. The hoop dance is a healing dance. And today I wanted to dance for all those who are feeling despair and for those who are in need of healing. It represents unity and strength if we stand beside each other. I was taught that some of us may have different beliefs. Some of us may look different. Some of us may be from different tribes. But we all share a common tribe, which is the two-legged tribe. And the only way we're going to move forward is by supporting each other and by loving one another. Please support our brothers and sisters who are in need during this time. Hi, hi.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing it around to Indigenous People Day.
Indigenous Peoples Day. He's
so
so cool. He's very positive and very like, sending out love and good vibes, and the dancing is just really awesome.
That made my morning. That was fantastic. I need to watch that just on a loop. Fantastic.
It's a healing dance. It makes you feel better.
It does, and it worked. What a great addition of YouTubing. Yeah. So now we have our next two guests coming up. Very excited for these next two guests. But before we bring them on, I do want to do some quick birthdays.
Quick birthdays.
We want to get some birthdays out. So let's see. Oh, today is Hugh Jackman's birthday. Happy birthday, Hugh!
Wolverine.
Yeah. Also, Luciano Pavarotti, R.I.P. But it's his birthday today, and Josh Hutcherson, which is PETA. Thank you for correcting the spelling on that, Mike. I spelled it like an actual PETA because that's what I thought it was.
It's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. It's like related to bread.
Yes.
He's a baker.
So happy birthday to them. As far as other birthdays this week, tomorrow, Sacha Baron Cohen and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Yes. Wednesday, E.E. Cummings, Roger Moore, and Usher. Happy birthday.
Look at that.
Right. Thursday, Mario Puzo, author of the Godfather books. And Penny Marshall, his birthday is on Friday or Thursday. And then Friday, Angela Lansbury and John Mayer, the most unlikely duo in the world.
Can I tell you? Not only did I watch Hocus Pocus last night, but I also watched Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
Oh, now see, there's a movie I have seen multiple times. Bed Knobs and Broomsticks is amazing.
It's incredible. It's Angela Lansbury fighting the Nazis with magic.
With magic. I used to chant that Akuna da 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 ba da da say da. Yeah, I used to sing that all the time. Like it gets in your head. So that's on the Disney Plus. You can, if you're on the Disney Plus, you can not only watch Hocus Pocus, but you can also watch Bed Knobs and Broomsticks.
It's partly animated.
It is. And the animation part is fantastic, even though I'm pretty sure they just took the animation from Robin Hood and used that. But they did that a lot.
Yeah.
When you have to hand draw all the animation,
you try to recycle.
We didn't get rid of any of it. We just kept it on, and we'll just draw over the top. So yeah, fantastic Rex there, Chloe. So now we're going to bring on our final guests of the show. And very excited to have these two on. This was once again another booking from our fantastic producer, Rachel Jan.
Fantastic producer.
So it turns out there's this show, and I don't know if you've heard of this show, but it's called The Amazing Race.
Oh.
Yes. It's been going for some time, and a new season premieres this Wednesday on the CBS.
This Wednesday?
Mm-hmm.
On the CBS?
On the CBS. And we have in the studio today with us one of the teams that will be competing in this season's Amazing Race. Let's bring on Leo and Alana. Hi.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. We have legit TV stars on our humble little Twitch show.
I was very impressed with Jan. We watched all seasons in preparation for the show.
I'm especially impressed that she binged the season that's about to premiere.
That's true. 32 means that she's also watched our season, which is impossible, but we're here for her.
Wow.
We believe
Jan.
We believe Jan. I think she's watched 32.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some people have powers that we don't know about.
It's true.
Yeah.
Magic.
So
It's
Jan
spooky
is a
season.
time traveler and was able to see. Jan, don't tell us who wins.
Jan could fight the Nazis with magic.
Jan could fight she and Angela Lansbury could team up and fight the Nazis.
Together.
Beautiful.
Together. Bedknobs and broomsticks 2. 2 brooms, 2 sticks. I don't know.
2 brooms, 2 fabulous.
2 brooms, 2 fabulous. Leo, Alana, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Are you excited about this week? Like, this week is a pretty exciting week, yeah?
Because we're premiering on Hello World.
This is
Yes.
the biggest highlight
What a
of
big
your year.
party this has been. Thanks to your green screen.
Right? This is a nice green screen.
Pretty nice.
So you both are competing in the Amazing Race. We can't talk too much about it, but I do want to ask you a couple of questions. One, who wins? I'm kidding. So this
Don't
was a
actually tell.
process, and it's funny when we were talking about this. So this actually happened all a long time ago.
In our youth.
A very, very long time ago.
What it seems like that, but this all happened like what, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we missed Thanksgiving of 2018 for filming, so that's the context that I think I keep remembering as Thanksgiving approaches.
And some changes have happened since the show started and to now. What is one of the you were talking about one of the big life changes that happened?
So we were newly dating on the show, and now we are newly married. We also have 2 cats, both which were not born at the timing of the show.
That's great.
Wow.
Fantastic. Those are 2 wonderful bits of information. So how long have you been married? When did you all get married?
Just a couple weeks ago in our Somerville backyard.
Yep.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Pandemic wedding.
Yeah, it was
And
great.
it was good.
Lots of masks and lots of joy. It was really wonderful. Yeah, but it's our the first episode of the race was our 10-month anniversary.
Oh wow.
That's fantastic. And
Oh,
now you're married. So this is going to be that's my wife saying congratulations there.
Hello.
So talk to us as vaguely as possible about the experience that you had. Like let's talk pre-show first. Like, what made you decide to want to sign up to do this?
So as vaguely as possible. So we exist.
I can tell you took an improv class with Rachel.
We had
well done.
We desired something.
We sought what we did not have.
That's correct.
So have you all been have you always been like a fan of
what we did not have, although perhaps we did have
all along.
Anyway, yes, I was to answer the question you were beginning to ask, Matt, so that we don't fall down this hole.
It's fine. We've got time. I know Leo's got a heart out at 11, so we just have to make sure this all gets done before then. But Alana, you could stay on and talk and chat with us as long as you like.
It's a vacation day for me. I get Indigenous Peoples Day off, so
and Canadian Thanksgiving,
and I'm Canadian, as the case.
Look at that.
So I was telling Leo, as we say, Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to you as well.
What a strange phrase.
So talk to us about what inspired you to even audition for this in the first place, because I watch reality TV and it makes me nervous, and I can't imagine that people like
want
this.
to do it.
But they do.
travel around the world.
Yeah.
Matt, that's a question for you. Would you like to travel around the world?
I would, but I'd like to do it on my own schedule and without having to eat certain things or be put in situations where I will
pay for anything. So there's a trade-off.
Oh,
I
yeah.
also want it. I mean, like, I think the race, it like gives you experiences that like even with unlimited money would be very hard to create.
Like eating certain things.
Or just like going to certain places and like being invited into certain places and like into certain cultures in the ways that you are. Like that, I think that was something that wasn't like, I mean, that was one of the many reasons why I was interested in it. To answer, like, I am extremely nervous. I will like probably throw up at some point during the premiere. Like, I am not one made for reality TV.
Mhm.
One is ready for his glow up.
We were struggling. To go off of something Alana just said. We were struggling to secure invitations to certain things, and we heard that we might be invited to do certain things if we go on this television program.
Oh, wow.
And then we get to be on a morning show.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Amazing. So
kind of touches on most of the motivation. I mean, we also, like, didn't want to be going to our jobs, and this, you know, was a reason not to do that for a month.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Leo, you've taken an improv class since the filming of the show. Have either of you had any like performance experience before the show? Not at all.
No,
Alana reads poetry.
I mean,
in
that's
front of
not.
people.
That's why I just signed up for the playful poetry class because I am a poet, and so I was like, "Well, that sounds like fun." I have not
Incredible.
doing anything creative in this here pandemic either, besides producing content, you know, for my 200 followers on the gram.
And I told
Ooh, congratulations!
Us are like theater people. I think is
Yeah, no, we're we're like, and our season is very much. I mean, like obviously every season of The Amazing Race has some people, like there's some NFL players that are like incredible people, and you know, just some Olympians thrown into the mix. Just some
they have a lot of media experience.
Yeah, but most of our season is regular. Like most of our season are regulars, just like us. Like we're happy to be normals, and we like applied. You know, we like filmed a video twice in our apartment and then sent it in and got a call, and it was not conceivable, I think, to us.
Yeah. So how did they let you? They just gave you like a phone call. You didn't find like a key somewhere, like hidden in your
eating dinner. I remember very much like we were eating dinner at our breakfast bar, which is a choice that we made.
Yeah, where you eat dinner.
Then I got a call on my phone from LA, and it was, you know, Jesse from Amazing Race, and I said, "Hold on one moment, I'm going to put you on speakerphone.
Well,
I want you to repeat that." By the way, we have to then go through like a whole
and then
audition.
there's including you know, like we were told immediately that none of our photos that we had submitted were good photos.
Those were our best
He
photos.
was like, "But send us photos where you look good," and we said,
"Did I mention they should be good?"
But that's what we did, though.
So they're like, "Oh, we want you on this show, but you need to send us good photos."
Yeah, and then so we
starters,
immediately conned one of our friends who has like a fancy digital camera into taking photos for us. I
We
can't
just
remember
needed to have some glamour shots.
She thought that we were taking engagement photos and not telling her, and we were like, we wish we could tell you because it's way more exciting than that, right? Like,
oh, because you had to do all of that.
Secret.
In
Secret. Everything was sort of like closeted and like sort of outlandish lies that in retrospect our friends.
Some of our friends were more offended than others by how much we had lied to their faces.
They're like, you two are surprisingly good liars, and
there was
that
no
makes us
correlation between like how close we were to these people and how offended they were. It is all context and personality type, I think.
I think that really it just speaks to the fact that our friends are overly trusting rather than ability to tell good lies. Like we told a group of our friends that we were going to Siberia instead of going on Amazing Race because we had to explain why we were going to be gone and totally out of contact, right? Like you have no phone, you don't have anything. And all but one of our friends immediately believed us.
And the one friend was like, "Why would you go to Siberia?
Are you allowed there?"
Won't be able to contact you.
Yeah, we were like, "Sorry, we won't have any email. There's no email in Siberia."
So what made you choose Siberia? Was that just
I had lived there. I studied Russian in college. I taught English there after college. So that there was a logic, you know.
Small kernel of truth.
one nugget of logic to hang on to. Like, they need a teacher. I'm going back. Alana wants to come. Like, she's going to teach a poetry course. It's a worldly experience. And they're like, fine.
And you work this story out. You obviously had to work this story out ahead of time. You're like, hey, this is what we're going to say. I imagine you had some sort of like board hanging.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Storyboard, post-it notes.
So we have a question from the audience. So did the show didn't help you with these lies?
Oh, absolutely not. No, every single team had a different lie, like some of which I feel like are more morally questionable than others. We had one of the teams said that their grandparents had died, and then they they were just leaving for like a month
out of the country, right?
Like,
you don't ask people,
and so it's just really like you just do what you can do because you have to explain. Like at the time, I was working in a place that was not going to let me. If I walked in and was like, I have this really incredible opportunity to be a C-list reality TV star, they were not going to be like, sure, take a month off, no problem. So then you have to figure out how to get away with it.
I told my work, which was like I think a more understanding or like tolerant environment. I told them that I had to go on an adventure.
like Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, exactly.
I need to find myself
adventure
and destroy a ring.
Yeah. So Alana, what were you doing? What job was it that you had to get out of?
And now I can say this because I'm no longer at this job. I was working at Harvard Law School, which is a very stuffy environment and one not necessarily inclined to you like bringing your full self to work, shall we say? And so
you leave the irrelevant parts at home.
Yeah, exactly. And so like I had
That's probably the most diplomatic way you could put that.
Yeah, and I had some good people that were gunning for me that really like wanted me to go. My work lie was that I had received a writing residency and I needed
for you in a good way.
They were
like
Jean
Nicolette.
They were like in my corner, like you should go do this month-long residency that you've lied and made up. And then there were some people that were not as in favor of me pursuing my dreams, shall we say?
Oh,
but
man.
I went somewhere better, and I'm very happy with it.
I mean, we were agreeing. We wanted to go on a quest, and we wanted to have our jobs when we got back, and so that was a little tricky.
That's true. I mean,
and that's crazy to me that they don't at least help you with that.
I mean, and when you think about it, like most teams on the race are teams that have like more flexible schedules than most teams did not have 9-to-5 jobs. Like it's a lot of like
they had like sales jobs where they could take a month off.
Yeah, like you're a realtor, you're a professional volleyball player, like you can sort of take a pause. We were like,
why don't we just do that?
Yeah.
Like why don't you be a professional volleyball player? Then you can go anywhere.
And they do. Is the truth? They get to travel with their volleyball careers. It's not fair.
So what are some of the qualities you felt about yourself that made you feel like you were ready for this, like you would be good at amazing racing?
Not just racing, amazing
racing.
I feel it was amazing racing. Well, I can say I will speak for Leo because I feel like that's more comfortable because then I'm not just like listing good qualities in myself. Leo's better at that.
I get that.
I think like when we applied, I don't know how, when we did our initial video, I don't know how seriously we were taking it. But then as we started thinking about we would have loved to have been casted, but we send a video into the ether. It's like a job application. You sort of figure you won't hear back. And then when we got the call back, it all of a sudden became this very real thing that was like, okay, like, well, we actually could do this. And I feel like from my perspective, it was like, Leo balances. I'm very anxious and sort of stressed out as a person, and Leo's always been able to balance that for me, which is very helpful. So I knew that in him, I would have a partner who would like compression hug me when needed. And also like he is sort of obnoxiously dedicated and like will just continue through things. Like the easiest example of this is that Leo was diagnosed with diabetes when he was 19, and then he decided he would never eat any carbs, like bread, sugar, anything. And he basically hasn't, like, since we started dating, he has not.
Wow.
I will do things.
And then he just does it.
If you give me a task, I will do them.
It's not even
ox.
like it's not even like a thought. Like he decided, and then he didn't ever think about that was just the new reality, and he moved forward. And I think like that was a very helpful quality on the race because it's not like you just accept your current reality. You decide you're going to succeed in it, and then you go.
Yeah, I would be like, I'm somewhere, I don't know where I am. Yeah.
So
panic.
I will say, I think there's two separate challenges. One is getting cast. One is being successful on the race. I knew that I felt really confident that Alana would contribute greatly to us getting cast because she always has things to say. She wears her emotions on her sleeve, and that's like a huge part of making these shows work. Is you have to, not be thinking about like what is someone gonna think when I say this. Like she might think about that after and regret that she said it, but like it will come out.
Yeah.
And then I think the challenges, I thought we were both reasonably, a good balance of smart, fit, and game. And so,
I feel like, Amazing Race challenges all sort of come down to like, are you strong enough? Are you smart enough? And are you willing to say yes enough? And I think we like have all those qualities.
That's fantastic. I honestly, I've never seen a season of Amazing Race. I imagine when I first heard about the show, I imagined it would be something kind of like it's a mad world, or Rat Race, or something like that, where it's like we see all these people just running and then I was like, nah.
Yeah, happily it's not a lot of running and not a lot of like tripping other teams, right? Like,
well, I can't wait to watch. Now that we know people in the show. I can't wait to watch. So it's Wednesday. At what time does it air?
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern time. So check that out. Now, I have taken the liberty of I know that being an amazing racer means you have to know geography. You need to know like the world that we live in. So I have taken the liberty of looking on the internet for a geography-based trivia quiz. And I found it at wanderlustchloe.com.
Wow.
No relation to this Chloe.
Most Chloes are related, but this one is not.
But this, yeah. So I'm gonna put you guys up there. So we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this quiz, spelling bee style. Okay, it's going to be Leo v. Alana via Chloe.
No, I was really banking on Leo helping us with the answers for these.
All right, let's.
Oh no, this is gonna be 1v1v1. And so basically, I'll ask each of you a question. If you miss the question, the next person has the opportunity to answer it. If they get it right, then you are out. If you don't get it right, then we move on to the next question. Okay. Leo, the first question is yours. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. In the United States of America, which is the only state to have a one-syllable name?
Wow.
Maine. That is correct. Well done. Alana, the next question is yours. This should be a very easy question for you because we were just talking about it. So the region of Siberia occupies approximately 3/4 of which country?
Russia.
Fantastic. Well done.
Oh boy.
Good question.
Chloe, third question. This one's for you. What does the DC stand for in Washington, D.C.?
District of Columbia.
That is correct. Well done. Let's see. Okay. You guys are all doing great. You're all doing fantastic. These questions are very hard for me. Let's see. Leo, next question is yours. The Beatles recorded at which famous studio in London?
This is just...
These are all on a geography based quiz. So
it's a place.
London is a place. What was the name of the studio that the Beatles recorded in London?
I don't think I know. Sorry.
Okay. Leo is going to pass. We'll move on. Alana, do you know the answer to this question?
No, and my mother is very angry if she's watching this that I don't know the answer.
Okay.
It's hardly geography.
Well, you're right. Okay. So let's see. Chloe, do you know the answer?
Is it Abbey Road?
It is Abbey Road.
Oh, you just win? Is the game over?
I never thought about how that would work. We'll go a couple more questions.
do a
We'll
couple
just
more
say that-
questions.
yeah. Alana, here's your question. Which English city has more miles of canals than Venice?
Oxford?
That is not the correct answer. Chloe, do you know the answer to this?
Cambridge.
It is not Cambridge. Leo, do you know the answer to this? Which English city has more miles of canals than Venice?
English. London.
That is incorrect. It's Birmingham. Birmingham. All right. So let's see. Well, this is not going nearly as well as I hope it would. Let's see. Chloe, let's see.
Yes.
This is your question. What is the most southerly capital city in the world?
Oh.
The most southerly capital city in the world. And I know Boof Wellington is just frothing at the mouth at this moment. So much trivia that he loves so much.
Can I pass it to Boof Wellington?
Would you like to pass it to Boof Wellington?
I would like to pass it to Boof Wellington.
Boof, each of you will get a chance to pass this on to Boof if you'd like. He's our resident trivia person. He loves trivia. So Boof, your question is, what is the most southerly capital city in the world? Oh, he's not going to say anything. Now he's not going to play.
Well, I'm guessing it's in. Wait, does Antarctica have
Antarctica does not have a capital.
Okay, well then it's in South America.
No, Boof got it right. It's Wellington, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, I was not right at all. Thank you, Boof.
You're all doing amazingly well, and I think all three of you will be winners at the end of this. I've got just a couple more questions here. Leo, the next question is yours. Which country ends in the letter Q? Which country ends in the letter Q?
Oh, no, that's.
Oh.
Paraguay.
Paraguay. That is correct. Well done. No, that is not right. Alana, do you have a guess?
No, I was just thinking of countries that ended in the K sound, and then I'm also trying to think of a part of the world where a Q would exist.
Like Arabic language.
Yeah.
You're talking it out. I love it.
Well, this is why they had us on TV, because we can.
Yeah, because you can do things. Yeah.
Yeah. The people love it, you know. Yeah, that was what. Yeah.
Well, I think Mozambique ends in an E.
Yeah.
We're getting
Chloe, do you have the answer?
It's Madagascar.
It's Madagascar. Yes. No, it's Iraq.
Oh my God.
Iraq. Yeah. Okay, we got each,
wow, that's happening.
each of you have one more question, and then I will decide who the winner is.
Okay.
Chloe, this question is yours. Or no, did we skip Alana?
I feel no feelings about being skipped if I was.
Well, you're our guest. Let's see. The Grand Canyon is located in which U.S. state?
Arizona.
Arizona. That is correct.
Leo and I we hiked down it. It was like when we were dating.
Oh, fantastic.
Wow.
Pre-amazing race.
We got the call that we were going to be on the race in Arizona, though.
Oh wow!
And then did you immediately go and hike the Grand Canyon because you're like they might make us do this?
Basically,
we got to practice.
We need to practice.
We did it for the record. We did it on the 4th of July weekend, so it was like 120 degrees. It was a very.
God.
It was fun.
Oh God.
We're here. We're here to live. We're here to tell the story.
Okay, two more questions. Chloe, this one's for you.
All right.
Pho and banh mi are dishes from which country?
Vietnam.
Vietnam. That is correct. And Leo, the final question. Aloha is a friendly greeting used on which islands found in the Pacific Ocean?
The Hawaiian Islands.
The Hawaiian Islands. Yes. Oh, I think you all did fantastic. You're all winners in my book.
Yeah.
And I think you will. I wish you both the best of luck coming up. So if you have do you have a chance to stick around for just a couple more minutes?
Yeah, I have a meeting
we're
at
gonna bring we're kind of wrapping things up. I want to bring Danny and Greg back out. Look at all these people on the show.
Friends.
So many guests.
Yeah, this is the most people we've hung out with in so long.
Welcome.
I'm gonna get that pesky little. We don't need that little. We know what. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ugh. There we go.
What are you doing?
Well, there was a little logo over Alana's face, and we didn't want that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So this is a segment of the show we like to call "What You Watching," because I mean, The Amazing Race hasn't started yet, so we have to have some other things. So, and this doesn't necessarily have to be TV shows. If you're consuming any sort of media, if you're reading a good book or series, whatever. But let's start with Danny. Danny, what you watching right now?
Oh my God. Thank you so much for starting with me. I'm reading two things right now. The first thing I'm reading is a book called Mythos by Stephen Fry, which is absolutely incredible. It's written in his voice about all of the Greek myths.
Oh, I love Stephen Fry.
It's really beautiful language. I'm really loving it. And the second thing I'm reading is Louise Gluck, who's a fantastic poet, just won the Nobel Prize. And so I'm rereading all of her poetry because I have her collected works. And she is devastatingly brutal and beautiful, and her writing is really gorgeous. And she's a local. She lives in Massachusetts.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so those are the two things that are consuming me right now.
Danny starting us off at a very cultural level.
Yeah, sorry to do that.
No, that's okay. We start, and then we'll by the time we get to me, it'll be at the bottom, and we'll be good to go. Greg, what are you consuming at the moment?
I'm myself and my wife, and I say wife because we
Congratulations!
I also got married very recently. Pandemic weddings. We are obsessed with Money Heist, which I realize is a very popular show. It's like an international phenomenon. It's a bit ridiculous to talk about, but because everyone knows. But man, what a good show!
Do you learn how to money heist?
Yeah. Well, you learn that to properly money heist takes a level of planning that you are probably not prepared to do.
Oh, have you seen the movie American Animals?
No.
That is a heist movie that's very real. Like, it shows how a real heist happens, and and I mean, I think this is explained in the trailer. It does not go well. It is not you're like, oh, this is a real, like, when you see it, you're like, oh, it's not like Ocean's 11 where they all walk out and they're like, we got so much money. They're like,
double crossers.
Yeah, stuff goes down.
Yes. So that's Money Heist. It's imagine the heist moment in a heist film, which is usually like 10 minutes, stretched out over an entire show. And what's great is it's the most meticulously planned out heist, and everything that goes wrong in it is not the heist, it's the people doing the heist. It's because people have to commit crime, and that messes it up.
And where does Money Heist? Where can one find Money Heist?
Netflix.
It's a
I will
Netflix.
say, if they've dubbed it into like 4 languages, it's in Spanish, which is neat. I recommend just English subtitles and listen to that King's Spanish with all the like lispy, Barcelona sounding words. It's beautiful and really nice.
Fantastic. Leo and Alana, what are you two binging right now?
Everything together.
Mm-hmm. I figured. Yeah.
We have some overlap. So right now we're in the thick of the season of Bachelor in Paradise.
Season 4, from 5 years ago.
Right after Nick Viall and Rachel Lindsay's sequential seasons. And they just I don't know, we're just kicking it off, but I find Bachelor in Paradise to be much more entertaining than the main seasons.
It's a little trashier, yeah. It's
campier.
I don't know if
it's campier for sure. Everyone's aware of how.
I would say Bachelor and Bachelorette are as trashy, but Bachelor in Paradise has more of a sense of humor about it.
Yeah. They don't take themselves seriously.
It's openly trashy.
Yeah, we love it.
Anything else?
Are you watching anything individually?
No, we really don't. I'm also rereading Danny. I just picked up Wild Iris again because I love Louise Glick, and I'm like actually started to cry. Here's the thing. I have never gone on Twitter for good news, and the day that Louise Glick won the Nobel Prize, I went on Twitter for good news, and it was like an incredible moment of realization about how broken 2020 has been.
Yes.
It was really exciting.
Alana and I only have one television to share. So all the same things.
Yeah.
Chloe, what are you watching right now?
Okay. Well, I'm almost done with the Little House series. I only have 2 books left.
Nice.
For those of you just tuning in for the very first time, Chloe is reading the entire Little House on the Prairie series.
There are 9 books. Yeah. Yeah. And so generally it's like the last book that I read was Little Town on the Prairie, and generally the books have been like, they hold up really well and have not been super problematic. In Little Town on the Prairie, they do have a minstrel show.
Oh no.
So problematic. Yeah.
But the rest of it is great.
No.
So that it was that was book number 7, and I'm like, well, I'm just gonna pretend that part didn't.
You have a lot to say about this, and you can bring your modern and enlightened perspective to help people, understand what's good and what's shitty about this literature.
It's true. Maybe I should do a 3 weeks class on Little House on the Prairie.
I mean, there you go.
I'm ready for it.
There you go.
I have a plan to send, once I'm finished with them, I'm sending these books to my future step niece. She just turned 13, and I feel like I have to like go through these books with her and be like, all right, let's take a minute and talk about historical context.
Yeah.
But I think that'll be really fun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So there's so much. I don't watch a lot as much because I'm utterly consumed with everything that's happening on 2MB Studios. We have like 17 shows in a week, so little humble brag there. But when I'm not doing that, I'm still making my way through The Boys second season, which is brutal. It's hard to watch. I can't watch more than one episode of it at a time. Rachel was mentioning Halt and Catch Fire. She needs to take a lot of breaks because it's stressful. So many shows like that. My wife and I are going to be watching the second season of Ozark together. And I have not finished the second season, but she's catching up to where I was. And it's just, that show is one of those also that is just so hard to watch. But yeah. So those 2 shows in particular are nice. I also I just put on occasionally the first act of Hamilton on Disney Plus because that one's a little less. The first act is a little less sad than the second act, so it's something nice to just kind of do that. So thank you all so much for being on the show. Thanks again, Danny and Greg. 3weeks.courses. Take a look at those. Leo and Alana, so thankful that you came on the show. Break all the legs over the course of this. I mean, not literally, of course.
It's showbiz.
It's what we say. It's showbiz.
We're ready.
Showbiz, man. Forget about it.
I don't know why I did. I went Joey Fatone all of a sudden.
You did 100%.
100%. Go full Joey. But thank you to our amazing guests, Leo and Alana. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see you on The Amazing Race.
I can't wait to see you too. It'll be an experience of a lifetime.
Well, I mean, I can't wait. All of you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
What just a packed show today.
A packed show. Twice as many guests. Twice as much fun.
Yeah. just amazing. And we still have a little show to go.
And we need to get the
we have-
answer to that trivia question.
That trivia question. So the question was, let's see, it was Oktoberfest. And in the years that Oktoberfest has been celebrated, how many times has the festival been canceled? This was gotten in 2019. I got this off an article in 2019, and they did cancel it again this year. So that makes it 25. In 200 years, they've only canceled Oktoberfest 25 times, and it's usually been to a world war, or cholera, or COVID.
Cholera will do it. Cholera will cancel a lot of things real quick.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's like an eighth. An eighth of Oktoberfest.
That's a pretty good track record.
It's pretty good. It's not bad.
I also found out that in order for a beer to be called an Oktoberfest beer, it has to be brewed within the city limits of Munich.
Oh, interesting.
Well, that's a free fact you can just put in your pocket for next time. So that is our show. Just a couple little business things to end the show on. Yes. In 2 weeks, let's see. It's actually what's today? The 12th. It's actually a week from today. Is the Boston AIDS Walk and Run, which is amazing, and we're hosting it here on. They're doing it virtual this year. We've partnered with Fenway Health, and we're going to be hosting kind of the pre-walk presentation kind of program right here on the channel. It's going to be great. Now, 2MB Studios has a team in the walk. We're called the Breadheads, and if you go to just walk.aac.org, and then I believe it's bread/heads is the correct. We'll post the link on our Facebook. We'll post it all over our social media, so we can get that. But if you go to that link, click sign up with the Breadheads. It's only $15 to sign up. You can literally, it doesn't matter where you are in the country. Everybody can do their own walk wherever. So you can sign up. You can donate to a very amazing cause. Fenway Health offers so many services to people, regardless of their ability to pay. So it's a huge organization. It's a very important organization, and AIDS research is also just something amazing that you can give your money to. So it's only $15 to sign up to walk. So if you go to our team page and sign up to be a part of the Breadheads, that would
so we can get that dough.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Chloe.
You did it.
That's
You're
exactly the bread pun that we needed.
I'm in charge of puns and slogans.
I mean, you're officially now on the puns and slogans committee for 2MB Studios. Congratulations. Yeah. Check that out, Chloe. Hopefully you'll be walking with us. Hopefully.
Oh, absolutely. I've been practicing. I've been getting all my steps. I got my Fitbit.
There you go.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 miles, which is not a bad walk. As far as Amazing Race goes, it's probably only like an episode. It's probably like an episode of Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on. Shows tonight. We should talk about that real quick before we go. So we have at 8:00, we have Poof, the Magical Game Show, which if you have not seen this yet, it is so dumb. And I say that in the best way. Nate Lopez, Robert Bacon, they have found this magical cursed book that has all the knowledge in human existence.
Too much knowledge for two dum-dums.
Too much knowledge for two dum-dums. And they are using this book to create a game show that makes no sense. As someone that helps run that show, it doesn't make any sense to me either. But it's their rules, so it's their game.
And you're going to love it.
Yeah. And then following that at 9 is an actual game show called Run On. Last week was unbelievable. We've gone 19 weeks without anyone winning the final prize. And Anthony Zonfrelli, he's on a roll. He is a juggernaut of word association power. And it's not impossible, Rachel. He made it to the final question. You have to get 5 consecutive
He's gonna
answers.
get it.
He got to the 5th answer and then blew it. But this week the jackpot is up to $200.
That's real money.
That's real money. That's money that you can use to buy real things.
Yeah.
Like food.
Or a ticket to participate in the AIDS walk.
Or several tickets to participate in the AIDS walk. So that's at 9. And then at 10 o'clock is our new kind of our bookend show, our late night sister show, which is Genuine Nonsense with the lovely and talented Kelly McFarland.
Who also has short blonde hair.
Also
start your day with a blonde and your day with a blonde.
Yeah. It's a perfect way to bookend your Monday. And Kelly is she's just a delight, and she's so much fun. And you'll get to see me how I look at the very end of the day. So I'm up early for this show, and then I'm up.
That's a real treat.
Yeah, it gets a little goofy there towards the end. But that's our show. Thank you to everyone who's watching,
and all of our lovely guests.
This show has just brought me nothing but joy over the last, it's been, how many weeks have we done this show?
Boy, we got to do a celebration episode.
We're coming up. We've got to be coming up on a milestone episode.
We've got to be.
Yeah. We'll go back and we'll do the math on that. But that's neither here nor there. I'm knocking stuff over. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye, world.
Goodbye, world.